Yesterday we talked about the lie. hmm The that more training would fix the hesitation that we're experiencing and all those things. So today we're going to go deeper, and because if it's not the skill, then what actually is the issue then? And here's the truth that most interpreters never hear. You don't hesitate because you don't know what to do. You hesitate because in that moment you do not trust yourself to do it. And that's why it's confusing because you understood the message. You knew the concept, like you got it and you've done it before. And still, you pause, you second guess, you hesitate. So, this is not a skills gap. This is a self trust gap. And this is part 3 of the Interpreter Identity series we're doing. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. Once you know, you do better, right? So this is following on from what we talked about yesterday. So if it's not more training that is needed and it's not more confidence, then what is it? You may ask. It is self-trust. And I'm not talking about the general self trust. I'm talking about the self-trust in the moment, in the middle of that job you're doing. Because you hear something, you understand what's been said, and then you thought, maybe you thought something like, oh wait, did I get that right? Did I say it right? Did I sign it right? Then your body tightens, your focus splits, like what might, and then you're no longer interpreting. You're watching yourself interpret in that moment because you didn't lose the message, what you wanted to say in that time. You just lost trust for self. That's what was lost in that moment. The ability to trust yourself. And there are two versions of you in that moment, the one who knows and the one who performs. And in that moment, they're not aligned. You're scattered in that moment. Nothing is connected. And this is why confidence doesn't fix it. Oh, I just want to be confident. Because confidence is a feeling, and that feeling can fluctuate. But self-trust is different. Self-trust is what holds you when that feeling disappears. It's what carries you and what goes. Because when those moments where like you've had moments where you flowed, you were clear, you were present, you understood, and you were sharp, and you got it on point, and like flowing, 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 and then you had moments where you froze, and it's the same level of job you're doing. But this time you're slow, you've frozen, and this or you've hesitated or something. So it's not your ability. It's not that you don't know what you're doing. It is your relationship with yourself in that moment. And it could be like a split second even. And all these things is happening in real time. And if that self-trust is not there, and then you think, oh yeah, okay, let me go and fix this. Let me go and do some more training. Let me go and work on that area. Let me go and well, then you still hesitate because more training, you think, yeah, that more training will improve the skill. But here's the thing. It doesn't change how you respond under pressure. That's what this is about. It's not about you knowing what, like, that has its moment. Because there's a time when, for me, like, I knew I could do this stuff. I knew I've got this. I've done the training, I've been checked, but I still doubted myself in those moments. And it wasn't that, I was thinking, oh yeah, if I just did that training, if I, yeah, but it didn't, that didn't fix it for me. That more training. It fixed what actually got fixed by learning to just stay with myself. when I'm unsure. You see, I was told that I couldn't be an interpreter because I was dyslexic. And I had that ringing, chatting in the back of my mind. So when I was doing the job and something arise, I got reminded, yeah, you remember that they said you couldn't do this. So now I'm there trying to like prove myself or trying to catch myself or I'm hesitating and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're gonna catch me out. They're gonna find out. They're gonna know I'm not good. I'm not capable. I'm like in the moment. This is all the conversation that is happening in my head, thinking that, okay, I'm not thinking, okay, maybe I just need to go and train and figure out how to become like get this aspect of the training or go and do more training on catching. That's what I was telling myself, that I needed to go and do some more things in this certain area. I need to go and do it, thinking learning will fix it because of what was said, how I felt, and all those things. And even after all those things, I still felt unsure. Even after doing that and doing it some more and doing it again, the uncertainty was still there. I had to get to the moment where I had to start building self. Because the way I saw myself was what was stopping me dead in my tracks in terms of how I showed up and what I was doing. So self-trust is built in the moment when something happened, and instead of spiraling somewhere else and worrying or whatever, you stay, you recover, you continue in the flow. Not perfectly, but consistently. The ability to trust self, to back self, to start coming and operating from an aligned place of how you have set and you have desired and vision and have called in how you want to show up in certain situation. So that when those feeling comes, when those thought comes, you handle it. Not the other way around. Because it's not that you don't feel like you don't need to feel more confident in situations like this. You need to become someone who can trust themselves under pressure, that doesn't bail, that doesn't give up on self, that doesn't love on self, that doesn't like start cussing self out. Oh, you dumb, are you still? No, we're in that moment. This is the time now to really back self. Okay, they said a word I didn't quite hear. Okay, how do I back myself and ask for clarity? They sign something, now they're looking confused. Okay, instead of giving it meaning, what do I get to do? How do I change the focus and the thinking? The beliefs I have about myself in the role, how do I change that so they can align to the version of me that I am becoming? Not a version of me that thinks I'm not capable. That's how we start building trust for self. And there's certain things we can start doing to really help us to build this. Because here's what most people don't realize. This doesn't happen once. It's not like, okay, I've said it, and now it's a done deal. And like, it then becomes a new pattern, right? And here's the juicy bit in this series. Now, in the next video, we'll talk about it. I go on to show you how, like, exactly this loop, actually happening, what keeps going on. This is all about having the awareness to start trusting and start aligning to self, backing ourselves out, knowing that we're our own greatest cheerleader, doing it for self, And once we start trusting self, we then now start noticing what is the loop that is going on and what is that pattern. Yeah, and we get to talk about that tomorrow. So yeah, stay with the series where we're doing this. The part 4 will just change how you see this completely. So yeah, join up tomorrow. I am Nene. We do this every single day. Remember, your voice matters and it's your time to use it. Bye for now.